Hello, welcome back for a new free live tutorial, and today we're going to focus on the SMOCK stitch. So we use the SMOCK stitch for the holiday blanket, which you kind of can see here, behind. Obviously I zoomed it in quite a bit. So the red squares are half double crochet stitches, and then the green squares are the SMOCK stitch. However, the original one, the original SMOCK stitch square right here in the blanket is the Tunisian crochet version. Today I'm going to teach you the non-Tunisian crochet version. It's going to look pretty much the same. The thickness might be a little bit different, but it is still going to look like the SMOCK stitch. So if you rather do the non-Tunisian crochet version, the regular crochet version for the SMOCK stitch, then you can do so. I will be adding the link into the actual pattern as well. So let's talk about the agenda first. Okay, first we're going to go through the SMOCK stitch tutorial one step at a time, one row at a time, one stitch at a time, and have fun together. Then we're going to talk more about this ebook right here, which is on sale only until tomorrow, and I will talk to you about why you should think about getting this ebook before the sale ends. Although it is on sale regardless, I'm adding an extra bonus on top, meaning that bonus right there, because it just launched. So I'm giving you an extra promotional coupon code, which is pretty cool, right? So, and then at the very, very end, if you stay till the end, you have a chance to win some prizes. Now be aware, if we get more than 100 viewers, we're going to give away 3 prizes. Otherwise, it'll be 2 prizes. So it is up to you to share, and tell your crochet besties that we're here so that they can join us as well. Currently, I see the number as 65. So let's see, can we get to over 100? It is up to you. Already shared everywhere. So now it's time for you to share. I appreciate it very much for everyone who showed up here, and let's do this SMOCK stitch together. Are you ready? I sure am. Okay, I'm going to swoop around so you can see what I see. Okay, I'm leaving the link up there for anyone who wants to grab the ebook while I'm chitty-chatting with y'all. Okay, so we're going to go through this stitch one step at a time. I have a foundation ready already. Ready already? That sounds funny. Yes, ready already. So I know the question comes always up, what yarn and hook are you using? Girl, it doesn't matter, okay? This is a little swatch. It's to learn to stitch. So pick whichever yarn and hook you prefer in order to learn to stitch. It's just a swatch, okay? So once you get to the pattern, that's when it's a little bit more important. But for now, you're just learning the stitch, okay? So I have here pretty much started with an odd number. Any odd number of chains, okay? Any odd number of chains. Then starting from the second chain from the hook, 1 single crochet per stitch until the end. So I started with a chain of 11, and because I started on second chain from the hook, I'm now going to have 10 single crochet stitches. I turned and I did another 1 stitch per stitch, all single crochet stitches. So 2 rows of just single crochet stitches. After you made your odd number of chains, you should end up with an even number of stitches, and that should be the entire time the same. So no matter which row you are on, that number should stay the same. So that's how you can check to make sure that you are doing it right, okay? So it's going to look like that in the end, and if you want a zoomed in version, here it is. This is how it's going to look like in the end, okay? This is the back of it, and this is the front of it. And yes, this is the non-Tunisian version. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Are you guys ready? All right. So whoopsie daisy, I just lost this for a second. So let's get started. We're going to start with row 3. Okay, it is very easy peasy. So the very first stitch, and by the way, I'm skipping the chain of 1 because I don't like doing the chain of 1. It's a turning chain. It just makes extra bulk. We don't need it. We're going to start right away with the single crochet stitch. Okay, that's our very first stitch. And then we're going to do a spike stitch. So there are apparently different names for the spike stitch. I have heard long single crochet stitch. Some people call it an extension extended stitch, but technically that's wrong because an extended stitch is actually made differently. So I'm not going to call it that way. So don't get confused if someone calls it that way, because this is actually a spike stitch. So let me show you. What you're going to do is you're going to make a single crochet, but you're going to make it like 2 rows down. So 1, 2. So down here, do you see that single crochet? You're going to go right below it. Okay. So this is the first single. This is the second. You're going to go right below it, right? Like there. So pay attention. So 1, 2, down here. And you're going to yarn over, pull up a loop to the same height as you are. Hang on. I made my loop over here too big. Let me do that a little bit more. Whip. Okay, let's do this again. So I'm going to pull up that loop so it looks like this. So it's the height of a single crochet. Do you see? I'm not making it super tall. It's the same height as that single crochet. Then yarn over, pull through. It is technically a single crochet, just a little bit extended or elongated. It's called a spike stitch technically because that's kind of how they're made. Excuse me. Okay, I have a little bit of a yarn tickle. Anyways, so let's keep going. We're going to repeat what we just did. So single crochet stitch, and then go down and crochet your spike stitch. So right down here, pull up your loop like so, the same height as that single, and make your single. It's just a longer single, right? Now, repeat this until the end of the row. So I'm going to do a hint faster now. So that way we can finish because it's now just a repetition of itself, okay? So all the way until the end, you're going to make your spike stitches. So even the very last stitch is going to be a spike stitch. It may look a little funky because it kind of looks like it's about to fall off, but it belongs there. Okay, so let me show you. So here, the very last stitch is still going to be a spike stitch, even though it looks weird. Make sure that that loop right here is not in the front, but it is in the back. Okay, so pull that through and then finish it up. So the very last stitch is still a spike stitch. It may look a little funky, but it belongs there. So this is row 3. This is how it looks like. Okay, now we're going to turn our work and we're going to make a single crochet stitch. And now we're going to make something called a single crochet 2 together, or a decrease, however you want to say it. So what you're going to do though is you're going to go through these loops. So you're going to pick the last loop of this V, you know, that spike stitch V, right? So that one, and then the first one of the next one. Let me point at it with my hooky, with my wand, okay? That one and that one. Then the next one will be that one and that one. So we're going to combine these 2 loopy loops together. Okay, so I started with a single. Now we're going to make that decrease. So you go through these 2 loops right there. You see that? Yarn over, pull through, and finish it up. Ta-da! Now let's do this again. So single right here in the next stitch. Now again, go through these 2 loops. It's the last one of this V, and then the first one of the V. That long V, right? That spike stitch V. And make your decrease pretty much, single crochet over, right? Then again, single crochet, and then go through those 2 loops, pull through, make a single. Okay, and then let's pretty much do this until the end of the row. You are going to finish with 2 singles though. So here's 1 single and there is 1 more single because there's no way to make another decrease back here. There's only one of those loopy loops. Okay, so you finish row 4 with 2 single crochet stitches in a row. Okay, so far this is how it looks like. Okay. Claudia says my video is freezing. No, warm it up a little bit. It could be your internet connection. Let me check my internet connection. I'm on a really fast internet, so it's not on me. Hopefully it's fine. Go check your internet, girl. I hope it's going to be okay. Remember, replay will be available for those who are missing it, but then you're going to miss the live, so please make sure you stay here. Okay, we're going to turn. We're now going to go into row 5. Am I counting right? Is it 1, 2, 3, 4? Yes, 5. We're going into round 5. Okay, so let's go into round 5. We're going to start with a spike stitch. So I kind of need to point out where those are right now because this looks like a mess and you're going to be like, I don't know where I am. And I feel you. Okay, that took me a little bit in the beginning too. So here's row 1. Here's row 2. Do you see that little teeny tiny V right there? You're going to go right below it. Boop. And if you're going to find the next one, it's going to be here. Do you see that V right there? That teeny tiny V between the long V's. Here's one long V. Here's another one. That one in between. Boop. That's where you're going to go into. Okay. So let's do this. So we're going to start with a spike stitch. Again, 2 rows down. So look for that little tiny V. Go right below it. Pull up your U-loop. Hang on. That loop was too big. Whee. Okay. Let's do that again. So here we go. Like so. You have your spike stitch done. You go into the next stitch, 1 single crochet stitch. Now again, a spike stitch. So look for that V. There's that teeny tiny V right there. You see that? It's 2 rows down. 1, 2. Below it. Okay? So right here, go in, pull up that loop, make your spike stitch. You can see now that there's a shift going on, right? Because we started here with a spike instead of a single. In row 3, we started with a single. In row 5, we started with a spike because we have to do a little shift. Otherwise, it's not working out. Okay, so now again, single, then go down, make your spike stitch, pull that up, and keep going like that. So single, spike, then single, and then spike. And you're going to finish with 1 single crochet at the very end here. There's going to be 1 single crochet. So just that you know, whereas a comparison, in row 3, we finished with a spike stitch. In row 5, we're finishing with a single crochet stitch. Do you see the shift happening right here? Isn't that so pretty though? Okay, Stephanie says her live is good. So that means it looks like Claudia's having some internet issues. No, Claudia, come back to us. Okay, warm up your internet and come back so that way it's not freezing. Okay, so now we're going to turn our work and we're going to go to row 6. So we're going to start with 2 single crochet stitches. Do you remember in row 2 we ended up with 2 single crochet stitches? Well, now because of the shift, we're going to have to start with 2 single crochet stitches. Okay, so we're going to here make 1 single and another single. Now we're going to go into the decreasing part of it, okay? So the funky decrease part. So you're going to pick from that long, tiny, long, tiny. Ha, that's a good way to say it. I was trying to think of the thinness. Okay, the long V, right? There's 2 long V's right here. We're going to pick the last one and the first one of those loops, right? So you go through both of them together, yarn over, pull through, and finish it up like a single crochet stitch. Now again, single, and we're going to repeat as we did before. Then decrease over those 2 loops. It's the last and the first of those elongated V's there, right? So, and then you make a decrease over. Then again, single, and you go through those 2, make a decrease over that. And by the way, if you keep counting, you should still have the same stitch count no matter what, right? Then again, single, and then here you're going to have 1 more of that decrease, and you should finish with 1 single here at the very end. Okay, so now you have those 4 rows that you're just going to repeat over and over and over again. And when you do so, it's going to look like this. Now, I do want to point out that the version, it might be the yarn or so, but the version that uses regular crochet, so the regular crochet smock stitch version is going to be a teeny bit more sturdy, okay? I have noticed that. Also, it doesn't roll. Have you ever noticed for Tunisian crochet it rolls? It's because you're staying on one side. You're never turning your work really, unless you use some kind of different version of Tunisian crochet, like rounds and stuff, but we're not going to go into that. So if you're using Tunisian crochet because you typically stay on one side for rows, you're going to have a curl going on. Well, for regular crochet, you don't have that. So there's no curl. However, it is a tiny bit thicker, okay? It's a little bit thicker in my opinion, but it could be a good thing, right? It also makes it a little bit, you know, warmer, I guess. So this is how the smock stitch looks like, okay? What do you guys think? So remember, you're just now going to repeat rows 3 through 6. So 3, 4 is one section, and then 5 and 6 is another section. Someone was asking, can you do this in multiple different colors? You could. You're going to have it like in the way where, remember that shift that we were talking about? If you are doing it in different colors, I would stay within that fraction that has the same repeat kind of going on. So for example, if I would be changing colors, I would probably do it as row 3 and 4 is one color, for row 5 and 6 is another, then 3 and 4 is the same color as 3 and 4 again, right? So over and over and over again. That you could do, but I personally prefer using this stitch specifically here with one color alone, because this has so much texture going on that one color really highlights it. I mean, look at it. This is like a zoomed out version of this, obviously. Look at the texture. You would not be able to see the texture very well if you use multiple different colors, including variegated yarn. I know some of you guys are die-hard fans of variegated yarn because you don't have to change colors. But sometimes it takes away from the crochet look, the texture of the stitch. So personally, I love using one color for this. It's going to make it so much prettier. Don't you think? Let me know your opinion. Angela says, thanks for clarifying the two colors. Yes, as I said, you can. But personally, I don't like it for this specific one. For everyone who is having some weather issues, I hope you're safe. Stay safe. Okay, hopefully you can still watch me. Fingers crossed, crochet can make you calm. Okay, but otherwise, stay safe, guys, all right? So let's turn around, and we're going to come back over here. This stitch was super quick and easy, wasn't it? So now that you know this stitch, right, you can decide when you make the holiday blanket. I called this the holiday blanket because of the red, the white, and the green. That's why I call it the holiday blanket. Blah, 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 blankie. Blanky blanket. Okay, on top of it, it uses the candy cane border. Yes, it uses the candy cane border all the way around, which definitely gives it a holiday flair. This one is currently a premium pattern, so you actually can't find it for free online. However, I do want to point out that the original that you see right here on the picture is done, the green square is done in Tunisian crochet. Now that you have the non-Tunisian crochet version, you can make this blanket entirely with regular crochet. So if you are not interested, or you don't want to dabble into Tunisian crochet, or you're like, you know what, I need a break from Tunisian crochet, you can make this entire blanket in regular crochet. Okay, so let's see. Claudia, you're back, girl. If the texture is thick, should we use more soft yarn? You can, but remember, sometimes the stitch itself makes it thicker, right? Like the perfect example for that is thermal crochet. It does not matter what yarn you're using. It's going to turn out thick, right? Because it's like a double layer. So really, it sometimes depends on the yarn. So now I would probably say this is, I think, ooh, don't quote me on this because my label is gone. I don't want to show you my yarn pile. My label is gone. I'm pretty sure this was red hard yarn. So obviously that is usually a little bit more like, you know what I mean when I say red hard yarn. I don't know. I'm pretty sure this was super saver yarn too. So those are stiff, right? So that could be the reason why this is very stiff. However, the thickness has nothing to do with the stiffness. The thickness is still there. So regardless if you use soft yarn, it might be more pliable when you use soft yarn, but the thickness will stay the same, okay? So just keep that in mind. Let's see. If we were to use a larger hook, you could make it a little bit probably more pliable, but the thickness will still stay the same, okay? So I don't think that a larger hook is going to make too much of a difference. It's just going to make it more pliable. The thickness will probably still be the same because you are overlaying stitches, right? You're overlaying stitches and therefore making it like a little bit thicker, right? It has nothing to do with the hook size. It's literally the stitch. Now, that is not always a bad thing, okay? It can be a good thing. So don't say that's a bad thing. Okay, so let's see. There are some questions about how often I go live. Blair saying, how often do you go to live streams? This week, I'm going to go live again tomorrow. I'll talk about that later. Blair, stay here, okay? I have another one coming up tomorrow. And then I have a bunch of them coming early June, at the end of the month and early June. Like, I think it's going to be 8 in a row or so. Roughly, not exactly in a row. There's a couple of days in between, but there's quite a bit coming up. I always teach. So whenever I go live, I will be teaching. So you should always attend. Make sure you subscribe, turn on the little bell, and on YouTube specifically, and then be on my email list, because I always talk about when I go live, and I do those often. So if you're enjoying these lives, definitely come back for the next one. Okay. Shushuana, I'm so sorry, I'm German, okay? I will be mispronouncing names. I apologize. I've been in the US for a long time. I learned a little too fast, according to my hubby. Blame him, because he made fun of me and I was learning faster. Anyways, so the question is, do I repost this live? Once it's there, it's there. I don't really repost it, but I think you're asking about, is the replay going to be available? Yes, replay will be available. I think that's what you're asking. Is the replay available? Yes, it is. Okay, so let's see. Okay, hang on. There are some questions. Beth is saying, wouldn't it work better if the 2 rows in the same colors are rows 2 and 3, and then 4 and 5, and then colors line is within the diamond shape? That's what I was saying. Wait, you said 2 and 3. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes, I guess you could do that too. How about this? Okay, there's 2 different ways to color change for this stitch. Here's one way. The way I said was use the consecutive rows. So for example, I said 3 and 4, and then 4 and 5, and then 5 and 6. You can do that. The other option that Beth is saying is, whenever you're on the wrong side of your work, use one color. If you're on the right side of your work, use the other color. You can do that. You're going to have to use more weaving in ends kind of situation. So there's going to be more yarns to weave in, because you're going over and you're not coming back with that color, right, to the same spot. So you're going to have to cut your yarn and reattach it every time. There will be more yarn to weave in. But if you want to do it that way, I ain't stopping you. I would love to see that, actually, if you ever try. Okay, so I can see the stitch on the scarf. Wally Sosa? I like your name. Wally, that reminds me of Wally. Wally! Rolly, is that your name? Wally Sosa? Hopefully I did not make fun of your name right now. I love it, okay? I love your name. I love your name. All right. Anyways, I do agree with that. It could be also a wonderful stitch for a scarf. I have seen it for pillows, for blankets, as you can see right here on a granny square, but an entire blanket would be fun too, right? You could really use this stitch for anything. Ain't stopping you, right? There is so many possibilities for the smock stitch. I would love to see some of you guys use the stitch for other things, like a hat, a coaster, a cozy, what else is out there? A bag, cardigan, whatever you like, okay? There's so many different options that you could use this stitch for. Love to see what you're going to come up with that. It's definitely a really, really pretty stitch. And in fact, I actually think, now that I'm kind of thinking about it, this would also be great to hang things on. So if you're making... this is similar to like the waffle stitch or something. If you are making, like, let's say a little notions pouch or something like that, and this part is on the inside, guess what you can hang on here? Let me show you, kind of point it out, right? All of these are kind of loops, right? You can hang your stitch markers on there. Make this like a wall hang, maybe even a frame on your wall, right? And you hang all your stitch markers on there, or little keychains or something. This is a great way to display something. I'm just saying, hey, this would be even great for like craft fairs where you can hang your things on there. Wouldn't that be good? I mean, that would be a beautiful kind of, background. Can you imagine? Oh, I'm like envisioning this right now. This would be really fun for like craft fairs. If you have a wall with that and you have like a frame around it and you hang all your little Nicky Knacks on there. Yes, I call them Nicky Knacks because I'm Nikki. So I get to do that. Anyways, you can hang all your shenanigans on there, and that way you can display them for the craft fair. Wouldn't that be fun? Like all kinds of keychains and all, I don't know. It would be fun. There's so many different things you can do with the stitch. But let's talk about blankets, since that's why you're hopefully here, right? Beverly even said says you can make earrings. You can make anything you want with this. Anything you want. Okay, so we talked about this stitch right now, which is used for the holiday blanket, okay? Let's talk a little bit more about other blankets. Christy says it will also be a good backdrop for selling earrings. I agree. Like earrings, craft fair. Craft fair has a lot of different things. Who knows? There's so many different options. Claudia says, I'm thinking of a mystery crochet along with that stitch. Wait, are you designing mystery crochet alongs? Don't take my job away. That's funny. Or was this like a way of saying, Nikki, go use it? You're hilarious. All right, so let's talk about more blankets, shall we? We're going to swoop around and let's talk about this ebook right now and why you should think about potentially getting it. I ain't forcing you, but I want to give you all the options of why this is a great ebook. I want you to be well informed. That way you can make a good decision whether this is for you or not, okay? So let's talk about some questions first. I kind of bring this up first because I want you to know how user-friendly this ebook truly is. And then we go talk about all the different patterns actually included. But first, you gotta need to know how user-friendly this ebook really is, because you can think about all of these different patterns out there and you may have never thought of having an ebook that feels like going through a learning program, right? Like you have a treasure hunt going on and you know exactly how to go from point A to point B and get your treasure, right? Without any pitfalls, without any rabbit holes or anything. You literally go through it and enjoy the process. So let's talk about this. So the very first thing is, do you want more snuggly cozy patterns that are blankets? And many of them are no-sew. And of course, we have different sizes. So all the way from lovey size, like this cutie pie right here, which by the way, I'm teaching tomorrow. I'm going to teach the lovey part tomorrow. Okay, so if you're coming back for the live tutorial tomorrow, that's what we're going to do. Okay, so it goes all the way from lovey size all the way up to king size, okay? So there's a variety of different sizes in terms of blankets that you can make. And as I said, most of them are no-sew. So if this is something for you, stay here because there are so much more that you haven't maybe not even seen before. The next thing is, when you think about patterns, would you rather have like just the bare bone basics? Think of like a skeleton without anything on it, right? Do you want the bare bone and no emotions, no nothing, and teeny tiny, and you know, like you have to squint your eyes, potentially ads in between where you really can't see the pattern? Or would you have it ad-free with a lot of details and know exactly how to go from point A to point B with large font so you can actually read it, right? I mean, we're not getting younger, we're only going to get older. And then moving your eyes back and forth between your crochet and the pattern, that can be strenuous for your eyes. Am I saying this right? Strenuous, I'm pretty sure. Then you're going to need to have some large font so that way you can really see it well and it works quickly when you're doing your crochet. The next thing is, and especially for my visual learners, right? I'm sure you're going to want some video tutorials. Now, think back the last time you went to the bookstore, okay? Whatever that was. Was it yesterday? Was it today? Was it a week ago? Was it last weekend? Who knows? The last time you went to a bookstore, did you go through the crochet books? I always do, even though I usually don't buy any. Well, sometimes I do. If I see a brand new book, I might do it because I support my fellow designers, right? Because that way you can show it off. But anyways, if you have gone through those, did you see any video tutorials included? I have yet to find a book that has video tutorials included, okay? There might be one that I'm just thinking about right now, but she might be just like similar to me. I need to go look in that before I say anything. But usually I do not see video tutorials included in books, crochet books. Now, if you are going online and you're finding a book, let's say on Kindle or something, does it have video tutorials included? And then how many do have video tutorials included? If you find one. I have yet to find one, especially on Kindle, Amazon, wherever. I have yet to find a book that has video tutorials included besides mine. Not trying to brag, but what I did is I listened to my audience and they said, you guys said, you wanted video tutorials. So I did. So that means all of these 40 patterns have at least one video tutorial included. On top of that, what I got immediately was as soon as I published my very first ebook, This, number 4 and 5, I got immediately. Nikki, if you're doing an ebook, we need to have it clickable, okay? I did have videos and material is clickable, okay, immediately from the first ebook on. But in the very beginning, I didn't have the table of content clickable. It is clickable now, okay? But I'll be honest with you, my very first ebook, it wasn't that way. So you guys asked me for it, so I did. So on top of that, I do want to point out that my ebooks are PDFs. So they are not EPUB. They can be read on a Kindle, tablet, computer, whatever it is, okay? But you can also print it out because it's a PDF. It's 273 pages. Okay, so let's see. I see some amazing comments flying in. Okay, love it. Jazz, you got the ebook yesterday. Let's go, girl. I'm so happy for you. Brittany has an amazing comment. Let's talk about hers. This ebook is amazing. It is so detailed. Look how many exclamation points she puts there. Boop, 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 boop. The links are easy to use, and I'm still deciding which blanket I'm going to make first because there's so many. I get it, girl. I get it. You might have to dial it down on the technique first and then decide on the pattern. Donna says, oh, yay. I think you were talking about the little, this little guy right here. Okay, so Donna says also, I got the ebooks a few days ago. I've been wanting to do a lobby. Yay! I'm so excited. Yes, we're going to do that tomorrow. And Angel's like, tomorrow. I know, Angel said she's going to get the ebook tomorrow. Yay! Okay, Donna says she loves the video tutorials. Let's go. And she loves that it's being clickable. Yes, that's what we want. We want things clickable because who wants to type things up when you already purchased something, right? You kind of feel like you are, okay, I don't misinterpret this, but this is my way of explaining it, okay? But it's almost like you feel entitled to get it kind of on a silver platter, gold, platinum, whatever platter you want, okay? Maybe a crochet platter. Let's do that, okay? I'm sure you want it a little bit easier and user-friendly. If you're purchasing something, you kind of want to have that hand in hand. And I get that, and that's why I do it that way, right? I give you large font, detailed patterns, I give you video tutorials with it, and I make it clickable. So there's table of content clickable, main menu button is clickable, videos, material list, whatever, anything needs to be clickable, it'll be clickable, okay? You're gonna get that. So let's talk about, looks like there's 2 Donnas here. 2 Donnas are going back and forth. I'm gonna have to specifically see Donna C and Donna J. Okay, Stacy, you got it. Let's go. Yay. I'm so happy. Oh, and Gigi got it last night. Yay. I can't even pay attention to how many people are getting it. Yesterday was huge. So many people. And look, Marty got it too. There were so many people who got it yesterday. I guess my tutorial was very inspiring, maybe. Let's talk about all the different patterns actually included. Now that you know how user-friendly the ebook is, let me make your decision a little easier. Let's talk about all the different patterns. Ooh, it is warm in here. I may have to turn my AC on a little bit. It is warm. I went live earlier in my membership, so going 2 live tutorials in a row in a small room with a lot of lights. Whew! Okay, so let's talk about, we have the very first pattern right here. We talked about it a couple days ago. We went through the pattern, and it is the rose bouquet pattern right here, okay? And it has roses, it has leaves. It is a round blanket, which apparently some of you guys want to use as a tablecloth. Go for it, okay? And it has, of course, roses around it. There's obviously other flowers you could add if you wanted to, but I like roses. And it looks like my grandma, who doesn't know yet, has claimed it. Why do I say that? Because my mom says, even though my mom loves roses more than I thought she did, I guess she doesn't love them that much, because as soon as I showed it to her, she's like, this will be great for grandma. So either she doesn't like it, or she says, my grandma's gonna really love it. I don't know, either way. I guess she's gonna inherit it in the end anyways. Who knows? I don't know what her thinking was. So we did number 2 yesterday. That one was a fun one. We did the rolling waves blanket yesterday. If you missed it, go watch the replay. That was fun. We have 2 chevrons right here. One is a double crochet version, one is a single crochet version. Can you tell I love gradients? Can you tell? They're just so pretty. And when I say gradients, I'm not talking about a gradient yarn. I'm talking about without doing it on purpose by changing colors accordingly. But oh my gosh, I mean, number 4, it's like fire. It's like melting lava. I mean, it's like, ooh, it's like, yay! I don't know. I have fun noises today. All right, trust me, I'm fine, okay? I didn't have any medication today. I had like a little, coffee cough situation. Yes, I went to H&H Chicago, if you did see that, and I got the number C and the number 19 from someone over there. But anyways, so right here we have a mosaic crochet blanket in a granny square, okay, and then we have a mosaic crochet blanket that's reversible. Can you tell we have different techniques involved here? And please pay attention to the value of individual patterns. Individual. So if you would be getting the patterns individually, just number 8 and 10 together are $28, which is more than the entire ebook on sale, okay? With the $20 coupon code right up there, it'll be less than $20 for you to get this entire ebook. To be clear, it's $19.99, okay? So just those two together, it's more than the entire ebook. So think about it, okay? It's a pretty big deal if you want to get the entire ebook. Then we have number 7 right here. Oh, I got to point on just number 7. That is linked crochet. Granny square linked crochet. No sew, because it is join as you go, okay? And then of course, you're aware of number 9. We did it today, right? At least one of the stitches, because the red square is just half double crochet stitches. But the green square we did today, which was the smock stitch, the entire thing is known as the holiday blanket, and you can tell from the colors. Isn't it so pretty? Oh my god, I love it. It's actually an older pattern, so if you haven't seen it yet, you might want to pay attention and check it out. Okay, we also have some other techniques involved in this ebook. Okay, we have number 11. So number 11 uses the box stitch, which is very well known for the corner to corner techniques. However, in this case, the box stitch is used in horizontal rows, not diagonal, meaning corner to corner. It is used in horizontal rows. So if you ever wanted to just try that out, go try out number 11. It's really fun. It's called the Beach Lap Blanket. It is, just perfect for the beach. It's perfect like to cover your lap. It's just really, really amazing. I love it. And look at the colors. In this case, I happen to use variegated yarn, and look at the effect of it. It kind of looks like sand with like water running through. You get the beach part of it. Do you see it? I mean, it's so pretty. I don't know. I just love it. Okay, then we have number 12, 15, 17, and 19 all done in actual corner to corner diagonal rows using the box stitch. We have number 13, which is a convertible one. It's either going to be a flower pot or honey pot if you wanted to make the green part yellow. And then we also have the lovey. It is reversible, okay? There's actually no stuffing in it. It's literally inside the teddy bear right there, inside the honey bear is going to be the flower pot, okay? So you convert it in either way direction. Really, really fun. Yeah, that was our mystery crochet along in case you missed it. Okay, so we have number 14 and number 16 are cables. So we have here a triple 3-stranded, and you have a one-time 3-stranded cable. Super fun. Then we have number 18, which is a Belgian waffle and has syrup and butter on it. And number 20 is linked crochet. You guys are really loving it. Oh, you got your ebook. Let's go. Woohoo! I'm so happy. You also got it. Let me know. Let me know. Sandra says, I heard a couple of others come back from the conference with a bonus. Yes. Several of them got C19. Several of them. This is one of the reasons why I tested myself. I was like, hey, everyone is saying they have C19. I should be checking it if I have it. And sure enough, I do. I don't feel super sick. I felt a couple days ago, I felt a little bit sicky and I didn't have energy, but only for like one day. Otherwise, my nose was a little sniffy, but otherwise I'm fine. It was fine. I already feel back to normal. And I'm so glad you saw the interview. We had fun. Check out Elise Rose's interview of H&H. It was hilarious. I was in there twice. Let's see if you can find me. I had like a pink blouser on. Blazer, not blouser. That's fun. Blouser. That was blouse and blazer together. Anyways, yeah, it was pink. You're going to find it. Trust me, I stand out. Okay, that was on purpose, by the way, so I can find myself in pictures. Yes. All right. Let's see. Let's go to the next section. While I'm going to show off Beth here because she was so kind enough to calculate all the things for you. Look at that. She says, Beth, I calculated the value, excluding the 2 free patterns, the rose flower bouquet and the honey bear. That's awesome. I love that you excluded those. I guess to get a good number. It came to $345.50 if you would buy every single pattern individually. Not that you can actually, because 25 of the patterns are exclusive to an ebook. So you actually have no ability to get that pattern in any kind of way unless you get an ebook. Is that making sense? So out of the 25, and I'm talking about the written instructions specifically, out of the 40, 25 exclusive, which comes up to 15 that are actually available on my website. So think about it, okay? So, and she says, look, if you just use the coupon code, it's for $19.99, you get all 40 of them. So I think it's a great deal, okay? I just think so. And you can make your own judgment on that, okay? Let's go to the next section here. I already popped it up. We have more corner to corner, 21, 23, and 25, as well as 28. Those are all corner to corner using the box stitch. We have number 22, which is mosaic crochet. We have a cute little lovey right here in a spiral. Yes, it is super cute. I love it. I actually have this one done first. And then I made a Christmas tree skirt, if you ever seen that on my website. By the way, my website has a search feature. Some of you guys don't know that. Look for the little magnifying glass, tap it, then you can type words in and you can find patterns. Ha-ha! Anyways, you can, if you type in spiral Christmas tree skirt or just Christmas tree skirt, you will see that I use this lovey pattern here as an inspiration for the Christmas tree skirt. It's really pretty to have that spiral effect happening. It's really cool. Anyways, then we also have some Tunisian ones right here. 26 and 27 are specifically Tunisian. Some of the patterns, as I mentioned, have more than one video tutorial, like number 27. Don't quote me on it. It's pretty, I think it's 4 or 5 video tutorials included for just number 27. So that's a lot of video tutorials. I believe it is for the Tunisian simple, knit, purl, cable, and the moss stitch. That's 5, okay? For that entire blanket right here, you get 5 video tutorials included. Then we have filet crochet over here, 1 done in rounds from the center, granny square style. And then we have number 30, which is in rows, but it has these beautiful diamonds in between with multicolored, so you can see the effect of it, what's going to have if you use multicolored yarn. In this case, you can still see the filet crochet part of it, but I believe, honestly, if you would have used just solid color, you would have seen it even more. So I know some of you guys always think about, should I use multicolored yarn or not? Look at this picture right here and then decide on your own. Would you have rather used a solid color for this to see the actual filet crochet effect more, you know, the open and closed mesh? Or would have multicolored, in this case, variegated yarn, be okay with you? So you guys have to kind of make that decision on your own when you go through this, right? Beth is saying, did you know that the jigsaw puzzle piece is a symbol used by autistic community? They love your puzzle blanket. Great gift if you know someone with autism. Beth, you are one of the few who have given me a positive review about this, okay? I'm going to point it out for a second. I have gotten a few people who are, and I don't want to name them because I actually don't remember. I happen to block them because I started getting rude. But anyways, apparently some autistic communities, however, do not like the puzzle piece. And I would love to know why. They didn't give me an explanation, but some of them specifically say, no, it's not puzzles. I think it may be just a puzzle piece, potentially. I don't know. But be careful in terms of the autism community. Some people believe puzzles are not the way to go. So I just want to make you aware of it, that it seems to be split in that community. I personally think it's a great way. No matter what, share your love for whomever you want to. And if let's say you have an autistic child and they love puzzles, because I know a few of them and they love puzzles. If they love puzzles, why don't you make a puzzle blanket? Doesn't matter if that's the symbol for them or not. If they love it, go for it. I ain't stopping you. That's totally fine, right? There's other things you can do in terms of autism. We talked about that yesterday. I'm going to point that out now one more time here. So let me show you the next picture, because that will kind of make it a little bit more aware of what I was saying. Okay, number 31, I personally believe is also great for the autistic community. Here's why. Let me explain. Number one, autistic children, or anyone who likes, like even OCD people, okay, or OCD children. There are many out there, right? They like things in order, right? Am I right? You know what I'm talking about. There are certain people, certain children likes the things in order. Now, this is a stripe blanket in order, of a specific order. Do you see that? It's gray, it's pink, it's gray, it's purple, it's gray, it's pink, it's, do you see that? It's a perfect like rhythm. They love that. Now the next reason why I believe number 31 is great for those kind of people, autism, OCD, whatever is out there to make them feel better, number 31 happens to use a yarn that is very heavy feeling. It's like a hug, okay? It's very heavy. I'm saying heavy. It does use super bulky yarn, but for some reason, I think it's because it doesn't use acrylic yarn, but I think it's, if I've remembered correctly, it's polyester yarn, makes it heavy. So the entire blanket feels very heavy, okay? So what that means is it feels like a hug when you cuddle with it, okay? So that is definitely a great project for those who need a little bit more of a hug, right? And I remember, I think correctly, this is done in linked crochet, which also means on top of it being heavy and perfectly organized in terms of colors, it is also has no gaps, okay? So that means you're really gonna stay warm. So now let's keep going. What else do we have in here? We have 32 is mosaic crochet again. Very popular pattern, extremely popular pattern. It went viral actually, and I would love for you to tell me why, because I have yet to figure out why. The first time I made it, I was like, oh, that kind of reminds me of a grandma blanket. It's a baby blanket, as you can tell the size, right? It's I think it's like 40 times 40, but a lot of people love it. In fact, it's also on Mary Maxim's website as a kit, which means you get the yarn and the pattern at the same time. Very popular. I don't know why, but it's very popular. Number 33 and 36 are also corner to corner. As you can tell, we have a whale and we have a bunny that's inside an Easter egg. I mean, it's so cute. I love it. And then we have number 34 is plaid, but done in filet crochet. So if you ever thought about that, that's a cool way to do that, right? Okay, then we have 35, which is the granny stitch in a granny square. Wow, I kind of combined a lot of words today. This one is made in 2 hours. I made it in 2 hours with super bulky yarn. We have number 37, of course, this cutie pie right here, which we're going to work on tomorrow. We're going to have fun with that. And this one right here, number 38. I'm sorry, I'm close to an air base, about 2 to 3 miles away. And it's an air base where they filmed Top Gun, by the way, in case you're curious. Okay, so number 38 right here used to be a crochet along many years ago. Okay, you will see it because the videos seem a little bit older than I am now. But anyways, it is done, broken up into like 4 videos. So you have 4 video tutorials coming with it. This one I called Granny's Flower Garden Blanket because I used the different colors for the different flowers. So that was my idea behind it. So yes, it's the Granny's Flower Garden Blanket. We have 39, which is the waffle stitch, but as a granny square, so made in rounds. And we have 40, another heavy blanket. And the reason why, it's because it uses thermal crochet stitch. Yes. Okay, so Donna says 39 is a waffle done, correct? Yes, from the center out, correct. Okay, Beth says the puzzle piece symbolizes fitting in. I love that for sure. As I said, I have absolutely no problem with that. I've gotten some negative feedback on it from some people in that community. So for me, I'm just going to say spread love and not hate. And crochet does all the positive things. Okay, my project is going to be the stripe blanket. Wait it. Let's go, Gigi. I want to see it when you're done, please tell me and take a picture of you cuddled up, because that would be perfect. All cuddled up. Sandra says it's so hard. One thing's you're being positive. Yes, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Okay, Barbara has a good comment about my ebooks. So Barbara, girl, I'm going to show you off, as I love to do. All of Nikki's ebooks are fabulous, but this one is extra special. Oh, thank you for giving me the extra special spice, the good spice. You know, the seasoning. It has so many in all kinds and types and sizes of just blankets. I'm so happy I bought it. Yay! I'm so glad. Did I celebrate you yet? Did I celebrate you yet? Who else got it? Let me know if you got the blanket ebook, excuse me. Beverly did! Beverly did! Woohoo! I'm so happy. I am so happy you got it. I mean, this is a fantastic deal. I know some designers may think I went too low, but I know my audience and everyone wants blankets right now, okay? Blankets are just a hit. I actually think blankets are popular any time of the year, no matter how hot or cold it is, because blankets take a while to crochet. Am I right? So let me show them kind of all off in one scoop right here. So blankets take a while to crochet. Crochet itself is considered a slow fashion. So it will take you some time to crochet a blanket. This is not done in one afternoon unless you're making the granny square baby blanket that I was talking about. I did in 2 hours, but only because I used super bulky yarn. That's the only reason I did it in 2 hours, very quickly. Whee! But otherwise, all of these blankets may take a little bit of time to crochet, right? So please take your time. And if you start now, you have plenty of time to finish it before the gift giving season. So if you are going to gift it to someone, donate to someone, sell it, either way, you're going to need some time to do this without having to rush, stress, and you get to enjoy the gift giving season at the same time and not just crochet like a mad woman. So yes, you want to really enjoy the process. Now, I do want to point a couple of things out. First of all, let's celebrate Sheila. Let's go! Yay! Okay, Sheila got it too. So I do want to point a couple things out regarding this ebook. So first of all, as you can tell, it has different themes. Let me remind you again, okay? 1 through 10, those are all corner to corner. I organized this by technique or stitch. So 1 through 10 is all corner to corner. Number 11 is that transition, right? It uses the box stitch, which is known for corner to corner, but in horizontal rows. Number 12 is thermal crochet. 13 and 14 is waffles. Then 15 and 16 is cables, but regular cables, not Tunisian. Then 17 through 20 are all linked crochet. Then 21 through, I guess you could include 24 if you wanted to. Let's say 23 is filet crochet. Now 24, 25, there happen to be, you know, similar to 19, some lovey-doveys. Okay, 26 through, let's see, 26 through 31 are kind of miscellaneous. Let's call it that way, right? You have rounded one, you have chevron, you have rolling waves, you have granny stitch, and then you have some miscellaneous ones. And then your number 32 is kind of that transition, right? It goes from regular crochet to Tunisian because the original pattern has some Tunisian in it. And then 33 and 34 Tunisian, and then 35 through 40 are mosaic crochet. So many different techniques and stitches. So I do want to point that out. Megan, you got it too. Let's go. Woohoo! I'm so happy for you. Donna says she's going to have to live a long time for the amount of pattern she has. You've got it. You can do it. You can do it. Hey, and your family can inherit some of it, you know. It's going to live a long time. But anyways, so not only are you going to be able to get all of these different patterns, but you're going to be able to dabble into all of these different techniques. I want to point out that for those who have gotten some of my ebooks before, you may have some of these patterns already, but here it's an entire collection of just blankets. So instead of going down the rabbit hole and finding a blanket or finding a stitch that you're looking for, here it's all one location. That means you save time, you save money, you don't have to worry about it. And on top of that, let me remind you again, because it does come with video tutorials every single one of these patterns has at least one video tutorial included, whether it's for the stitch, the technique, the entire pattern, multiple different stitches, part of the pattern, whatever I felt like you needed a little extra help just in case, I gave you a video tutorial with it. So yes, you're not only getting 40 patterns, but you're getting at least 40 video tutorials. I didn't count it. I went through, made sure every single pattern has at least one video tutorial, and then I said 40 plus, because as I told you, some of the patterns have 3, 4, 5 video tutorials included. So you can add it up if you want to. And the ones from the last few days, including today and tomorrow, they will be embedded into the ebook by tomorrow afternoon. So you will have access to those at any time as well. Now remember, it does come with large font. It has pictures. It has clickable videos, material list, and a table of content. And the main menu button is clickable as well. So let me show you how that looks like on iPad. Is it gonna pop up? iPad, there it is. Okay, so this is the table of content right here, and I want you to pay attention that here the numbers that you see, like 3 point, I don't know, whatever, 28 or whatever, those numbers, the 20th, the 1 through 40, those are responding to these numbers right here. Okay, so you know exactly how every single one of these looks like. So if I tap on one of them, I'm just going to go to the honey pot one that we just did for the mystery crochet along, and you can see right here it comes with 3 video tutorials. That is clickable. Anything that's green or blue is clickable. You can tap on it and jumps you to it. In case I didn't mention it, but I thought I'm thinking it's obvious for those who've been following me for a while, you know, all of my terms are US terms. I do write it down, as you can see right there. It's US terms. So if you are in the UK, just convert it. Unless you got used to the US terms, then you're good to go. Material list, not mosaic crochet. The material list is clickable as well. And then you see up here the main menu button. And by the way, this is letter size. You can see how big the font is. It's easy to read, right? This is letter size. For those in Europe, it is close to A4. That's just a hint smaller than A4. That's the size over there, what they call letter size. Is A4 over there. But this is letter size in the US or in America, whatever. So up here, main menu button. So once you tap it, boop, you jump right back to the table of content. And I want to point out, it has 273 pages. So if you want to know how thick that is, I printed it out so I can show you. Look how thick this is. Oh my goodness, it is really thick, okay? So you do not have to print it if you don't want to. I ain't forcing you to, but there's an option to print it, okay? So let me remind you of all the different things. So hang on. Gotta move this away so I can point it out. Ta-da! It is ad-free, printer-friendly, 40 written instructions, some of them with graphs, more than 40 video tutorials, 273 pages, the clickable table of content, main menu button, material list, and videos, as well as bonuses I added, like the blanket sizes, how to block your blankets, and even designing your own blankets with a free tool if you wish to do so, okay? Many different options, all in one ebook. I think it's a great deal, don't you think? Let me know. Are you going to get the ebook? I would love to know. All right, I think we talked a lot about this ebook now, and we have one more opportunity. Did you hear that? Opportunity. We have one more opportunity to do this tomorrow, okay? So I'm going to go live tomorrow one more time, and we're going to do this lovey part, just the lovey itself, not the bunny part, okay? So the blanky part itself. So I'm going to show you how to get started on this, which is linked crochet, by the way, how to get started. So linked crochet in granny square and how to do that. So we're going to start with that and just going to make a few rounds of that so you know how to get started. And that's going to happen tomorrow at 12 p.m. Pacific time. And we're going to talk more about the blankets. Obviously, it's the last day, right? And we're going to give away more prices. So hopefully tomorrow we can get more than 100 viewers. We were close today. We were in the high 80s. That's where we were today. So didn't quite make it, sadly. But hopefully tomorrow, considering it's the last day, we're going to make that, right? Are we going to make it tomorrow? It's up to you. All right. So let's go through and give away some prices. Shall we do that? I like to kind of pop this up here for a second. Prizes! All right, let's talk about what prizes you have a chance to win. I'm going to show you one off in a second. So you have a way to get a free ebook, $10, $15, or $20 off an ebook. You have a chance to get a $10, $20, and $30 Ravi coupon code or gift card if you want to call it that way. It is very popular. 5 or 10 PDF patterns of your choice, or a free yarn box. So I'm going to show you how that looks like. So that way you can see how it looks like. Okay, so I'm going to show it to you with my camera. So hang on, I'm going to swoop around, and so that way you can see it. Let me zoom out. Whee! And you can see it better. I'm really sweaty. All right, hopefully you didn't see my armpit. And my hair is sticky to me. It's sticky. Okay, so let me show you what's on the inside of this box. Now, this is considered a yarn box. Okay, let me explain for a second. I typically send these yarn boxes out like 5 times a year at a special promotion for the Crochet Club. If you join as a new annual member and you live in the US, that's when you get one of these mystery boxes, okay? So let me show you what one of them looks like. The other time you have an ability to get this would be if you win it. So like today, in case you win it, okay? So we have a drawstring bag is in there. Hang on, gotta show you. We have 2 different types of drawstring bags for now, potentially 3, we'll see. Okay, we have drawstring bag with the Crochet Club on it. Then you're going to get TCC times with a little handy sheet on the back. This will change very soon, so you might be able to get one of these. Then you have the ability to get one of these. This one is a pop socket, something you put on the back of your phone. There's a sticky tape, you just take it off, put it on the back of your phone, and that way you can hold your phone properly without it smacking your face when you lie in bed. You know what I'm talking about. Everyone had this happen before, right? Smack right in the face, either on your eye or on your lip. You know what I mean. You're like, ooh. Okay, so anyways, this will prevent you hopefully from doing that. And you can also use it as a stand. So if you want to watch me teach you crochet, you can. Or you have the ability to get one of these clips, which a lot of people love to use for yarn, apparently. And it has a magnet on it too. Then everyone gets some stitch markers, stickers, and a tapestry needle. And then we also have one of these. This will change very soon as well. Either the notebook or the color wheel. The notebook happens to have a ruler on it. I don't have many of these left, so it'll be like, we'll see which one you get. Okay, then we have also a measuring tape, which everyone would get if they get one of these boxes. It's a custom-made measuring tape that's also a keychain. Love that. And then we have some mystery yarn. It could be 2 or 3 different skeins. It could be 1 skein if it's a large one. You know, this one, for example, is like 100 grams. If I have like a 200 gram one or so, I might just only put 1 skein in there. But it really depends on the weight of the yarn, okay? So just that you know, that's how these boxes are put together, because I have to go by the weight of the box in the end. So that's kind of how that works. Okay, are you guys ready? Let's do some questions. Okay, so we're going to do this. So you're going to see the questions pop up here. You're going to typey very quickly your answer, and I'm going to pick a random winner to win. Then a spinning wheel that you just saw will decide what you win. Okay, so question number 1 is, which pattern, or I'm even going to accept a stitch, pattern or stitch, did you learn in the beginning of this video? So either give me the entire pattern, what did we do, like what was the stitch based on, which blanket pattern, or just give me the stitch name. Which one did we do in the beginning of the video? So while you guys are typey, I'm going to take a sip of water. Okay. When you talk a lot, it gets dry back there. So, all right. Oh, Beverly told everyone to hit the like button. Yes, hit the like button if you haven't done so, including the share button. And then comment down below. Comment, typey. Okay, you guys type it up really quickly. Which stitch or blanket pattern did we do in the beginning of the video? Please tell me in the comment section. Okay, so let's see if you remember it. Okay, and remember, if you have recently won already, like within the last month or so, anything, if you want anything from me, let's be nice and not do it again. Meaning, give yourself some time, aka don't comment, so that way I don't by accident pick you, and then someone else who has never won doesn't get anything. That would not be fair, right? Okay, so let me remove this so we can find our winner. Shall we do that? Let me cover my eyes. Okay, and let's scroll up and down, and let's find our winner. Here we go. I'm gonna stop right, how about here? We have Blair. She said non-Tunisian. I'll take that. I'll take it because I know you know what I mean. I'll take non-Tunisian because the smock stitch can be, you know, Tunisian or non-Tunisian. So I'll take that. I had a couple of ideas in mind. I would have even taken the spike stitch because I was like, you know what? I focused very much on the spike stitch. I wouldn't have even taken that one. So let's keep that one. Blair, let's go, girl. Let's see what you won here. The spinny wheel. Oh, I forgot my little kitty cat. All right. And the spinny wheel says, ooh, you got a free ebook of your choice. Yay! Okay, Blair, there are 30 different ebooks out there. So you have a chance to win, or you got to pick one of these, right? So that's cool. All right, so let's go to question number 2. Question number 2. Hang on. I got to remove this one and pop this one back up. Okay, so let's scroll. I need to go scroll all the way down. So make sure that I can be in the right position. All right, here we go. So now question number 2. Are you guys ready? Question number 2. Name one stitch or technique featured in the blanket ebook. This will kind of tell me what you guys focus on when you think about the ebook. It might even tell me which technique or stitch you're going to start with when you're getting the ebook. So let's see, which one is in your mind? Top of the mind, which stitch or technique was featured or is featured in the blanket ebook? Give me one of them. Give me one of them. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. You remember one of them, right? I went through a bunch of them earlier. Let's see which one you remember. Let's see which one you remember. I'm going to take another sip here. Okay, are you guys ready? Did you guys type enough? I'll still see some people are still typing. No, I don't see it, but I can mind read. You're still typing, aren't you? There's a time delay, so I kind of have to keep talking. It's just a tiny bit longer. Okay, it looks like we got some good answers here flying in. So I'm going to remove question number 2 and the question bubble, and let's find our winners. Shall we do that? Okay, cover my eyes. Mouse is in the right position. Let's scroll up and down. All right. Here we go, and let's scroll back down, up and down, and let's see. I'm gonna stop. How about I'm gonna stop right here? Okay, we have Jonah Styles. I had to double check for a second that everything seems correct. Jonah Styles, hang on, kitty cat. Woohoo! Jonah, Joanne. Oh my God, I said Jonah. I was thinking about Jonah hands. I'm so sorry. Joanne, am I saying it right now? Joanne. Nikki. Okay, I read it too fast. This was on me. This was definitely on me. I'm so sorry. Okay, let's see what you won. Here we go. You won. All right, a $20 Ravi coupon code. Woohoo! Congratulations. All right, those are some really good prices. Okay, so here we go. I want to remind you really quick of my email address. So let's pop that up. Plus our timeline in terms of the live. So we have gone live the last 2 days as well as today. So we have one more day where I'm going to go live. Okay. I'm going to teach you the lovey part right here. This cutie pie. Okay. So we're going to go through that and we're going to talk about the blankets one more time because tomorrow's the last day to save and we're going to give away more prices. So please tell your crochet besties to join us for those lives so we can get over 100. Okay. So we can give away 3 prizes. Now for those who won or have any questions, but for those who won specifically, I need you to email me and put in a subject line, winner of the prize that you won and the date, because some of you guys may email me later and I need to confirm you are truly the winner. If you are, okay? Then you're going to get your prize, of course. So email me. It can also be support@nikkishomemade.com or you can reply to one of my newsletters if you've gotten one. Either way, it will land in my inbox, okay? And that way you can get your prize, of course. And then for everyone else, you have one more chance for the blanket ebook right here to get this, to get a chance to win something. Wouldn't that be cool? You learn something and you can win something. I mean, that's a win-win if I shall say that myself, right? Okay, Diane says, I would like it. Let's go. Go get it, girl, because there's so much in here. So let me show you all of these patterns here for a second. Oh, I want to remind you one more time real quick, so don't run away yet, because some of you guys got confused about blanket bundles and blanket ebook. Okay, first of all, the bundles, the reason I call them bundles is because it's a bundle of PDFs from different designers. So 30 to 40 different designers all coming together. I'm hosting the event. It's a 5-day event, and that's it. Then it goes away forever. Okay, it's also called blanket bundles, or other types of themed bundles. I have them every 2 months, right? But in this case, this is an ebook I specifically called Crochet Blankets Made Easy. You will see that all of my ebooks have something called Crochet something something made easy. That way you know it's one of my ebooks, okay? Because this one specifically has only my patterns exclusively. So if you've gotten a blanket bundle before, you do not automatically get the ebook. So think about that, okay? It is 40 of my exclusive patterns, and it's on sale right now until tomorrow. So take advantage of that. Let me remind you again that it comes with video tutorials. At least one video tutorial per pattern is included for every single one of these patterns. It is very user-friendly. It has clickable buttons, table of content, main menu button. It has video tutorials, material list. All of that is clickable. So you have this entire sheet, ad-free and printer-friendly, telling you exactly what you're going to get. Written information, graphs, as I said, more than 40 video tutorials, 273 pages. You can print it out or you can use it digitally. It comes with all of these clickable buttons, and it comes with extra bonuses. So what do you think? Is this ebook for you? You tell me, because there are so many patterns included in this entire collection that you might want to think about if you want to get this ebook. And if not, you might want to think about telling your crochet bestie, because I have this feeling if you don't tell your crochet bestie, they might be upset with you. They're like, hey, we're both crochet. Why don't you tell me about this deal, right? I mean, my best friend would be upset if I wouldn't tell her about this deal. So tell your besties. If you're in a little crochet club, you know, it could be your local one, it could be an online one, tell them about this deal. Okay, the link is very easy to remember. Let me pop it into the comments, right? So that way you have it there too. Feel free to copy paste or take a screenshot of it. There's a scan code too, okay? And tell them about it. It's like, these are all the patterns in here, okay? If you want to get all of these patterns at less than $20, get it before this time runs out, okay? Until tomorrow. I hope to see you guys all back here tomorrow for one more live tutorial. Check your newsletter if you haven't seen it yet. I will put all the links in there. I hope you have a wonderful day. Go make crochet blankets made easy for you with video tutorials included. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye!